second place. Wait, go back. What did I just say? Does this really put Springtrap24 in danger? Because there is something inside Springtrap24. Whatever Tiki is doing, if it's punching, then it's not gonna work. But if it's something else, then we have to. Then that's a mystery. We really need to figure it out. Whatever TC is doing. Whatever TC is doing. Look at him. He's so fast. Wait, what is he doing? Is he punching him or what? Is he like punching him or what? But for whatever reason, punching does not work. Here's why punching won't work. Considering Springtrap24 is at the 7th stage of omnipotence, punching can be easily impossible. But to be specific, punches can still be possible. It just feels impossible. Here's an example of what I mean. Notice that in the 7th stage of omnipotence, our almost exact calculation of punches that requires damage detection, that would be 4.46 times 10 to the power of 2,763, which is about Vision to non-Gentilian. And that's so much. Not even a single planet would be able to do that. But with Tiki's form, the exponent will be halved. So this would really be because the exponent is even, it's gonna give us a decimal exponent. So we can just say the square root of 10 to the power of 2,763. And of course, this would also distribute the 4.46, the square root, which is actually close to the square root of 4, which is 2. So that answer would be very, very close to 2. However, I would argue here that due to that 4.46 not being a perfect square, it's gonna turn the amount of hits into its irrational. So it's gonna turn its amount of hits to an irrational. So for a better experience, we rounded to the nearest ones. But because the ones is just so small compared to that square rooted 1,000th exponent, it is almost impossible to define the last digit of that expression. So yeah, punching does not work. Therefore danger is unlikely to happen due to these. So yeah, it's literally just never gonna happen. It's like never gonna happen even if you try to keep punching. Yeah, like bro, Tiki. Plus do it to an unimaginably, plus due to the unimaginably difference, plus the size difference is so huge that their power levels interact way different. That their power levels interact way differently. While Tiki is punching, Springtrap24's surface is still handling all of this. That is because even though Tiki has this powerful form, he is a very small asteroid, which is why you see no change on Springtrap24, but the screen saying danger, which I just told you is not gonna happen unless Tiki actually punches with the right amount of unless Tiki does the right amount of punches, which is actually impossible. Now to recall why it's impossible, we have to know that Springtrap24 is at the 7th stage of omnipotence. Doing so, he would not be in danger. But what he will but what point will he be in danger is that he's not gonna win the contest, which is I already know he's already at second place and Tiki's at first place. That's the danger zone of the difference. The difference is that Tiki's animation rate was 11/10. Springtrap24 was 9.5. Andrew said it's not even close. If we just cancel the denominators and focus on 11 minus 99.5, you get 1.5. So the difference is 1.5, and that difference is the difference between two animations. One is just about the Andrew's birthday, while the other one is just about a battle fight of their counter self, of their evil counter self. So yeah, according to this, whatever Tiki's doing, it has to be whatever Tiki's doing. It is not. He is not in danger. He's only in danger because he is not gonna win the contest. That is just to tell you all. And so yeah, that's basically all. And what I saw after this, this may be a bit looking, but it looked like Springtrap24 was dead. It looked like Springtrap24 was dead. Yeah, you can see you can see he is. Yeah, you can see he's just you can see he's just lying on the ground. He's just lying on the ground like he's dead. However, Springtrap cannot die to the punches. He can only die when his battery drains. Now, what this means, Tiki's punches drain his battery. How It's obvious it's not true. You can see the screen says second place, which means he's still alive. The dead point is only when the screen is off, which it's just gonna all black. It's not gonna show anything, which is the point where he's dead. And to prove it, it has to stay like that for more than 20 or 30 seconds. And his body has to be not moving, which is one part of being dead. But because it's saying second, he is not dead, meaning he Mikitini only knocked him out and he's still alive. You can see his second place here. Springtrap24 9.5 out of 10. Tiki 11 out of 10. While 11 out of 10 isn't normally recommended for a rate, you can see the actual difference. 1.5 if you just do 11 minus 9.5, as I just told you earlier, would be 1.5. But look, do you notice anything here? The numerator is greater than the denominator. The best animation, the greatest point only happens at 10 out of 10. But because T got 11 out of 10, that breaks the limit, which we do not know why he went over or past 10/10. While Springtrap24 was only just 0.5 off from 10/10, Tiki went over and was only 1/10/10. So here it's a bit confusing to see. The best rating would be 10 out of 10, but 11 out of 10 just sounds way more greater than it should be. So yeah, that's basically all what happened here. And I also saw Rainbowtrap24 and Blindtrap24. But I also saw Rainbowtrap24 and Blindtrap24. Does that affect them too? Did they experience the same thing? Because we only saw Springtrap24 be in danger. But what about Rainbowtrap24 and Blindtrap24? But what about Rainbowtrap24 and Blindtrap24? Well, again, Rainbowtrap24 is only at the 4th stage, but Blindtrap24 is very close to the 5th stage. And when she gets there, she will no longer be in danger. Her only danger is not winning. So yeah. This also includes to Rainbowtrap24 both 2 dangers, because he is below 5th stage, because he is still below 5th stage of omnipotence. Why is 5th stage so special? because it is the limit of danger zones, and they will only have their only one danger, which is not winning, which is not winning, and which is not winning a luxury thing, which is winning the animation contest, which is not gonna happen because we already saw that Tiki won, and I only got second place. So here, so here you can clearly see we only saw Springtrap24 be in danger, but we didn't see Blindtrap24 experience something, nor Rainbowtrap24 experience something. This would leave to a mystery. What did they? What did they also lose? Did they also lose? If so, then this is if so, then this would be then this is a huge false turn, because as I just told you earlier, they are very these two are very close to the fifth stage. That danger only happens, that danger is almost unlikely that danger is almost unlikely to happen to them. So that danger is almost likely to happen. I don't know why I keep saying it, but I don't know why I stutter all the time. So yeah, that is technically all, I think. While they're only in danger because of losing a luxury thing, what Tiki should have done is just do a conversation battle, and that should be pretty much it. And then they can try and do their thing. But what Tiki has to be, but we have to remind Tiki that Springtrap24 cannot be in danger when Tiki fights Springtrap24, because look, number one, their sizes are way too different. The sizes are so different that their power levels act different from each other too, leading to a big difference shown when interacted. Two, because Springtrap24 is at the seventh stage of omnipotent, he would still survive, no matter, even if Tiki did 1,000 punches, and his surface will also stay intact. Now if Tiki did that to Blindtrap24, it's it's pretty obvious, because after one punch, Tiki's already infected. Because look, Springtrap24's surface is made, well, the atmospheric surface is made out of nighttime infection. While Rainbowtrap24, Tiki has to be very careful, because if he accidentally hits that red spot, he gets burnt. Because that spot over there is the hot spot, where that hot spot over there is literally 1,000. It's literally just over 2,000 degrees Celsius. Oh, and I also forgot to mention Springtrap24's rays is also at around 4,000 degrees Celsius. If Tiki were to hit those, he would almost disintegrate. So yeah, that is literally all of it. Except Blindtrap24's rings or Rainbowtrap24's rings, they literally don't do nothing to Tiki. What Tiki only has to be careful is the hot stuff, the infected stuff, and the parts of their body, and the strength of their surface minerals. So yeah, that's literally just basically all. But wait, I also saw Tiki's one of Tiki's friends. I think that was Tiki's friends. Let's check. And that was not. Yeah, that is Springtrap24 trying to crush Tiki, but Tiki's actually holding it. That would mean Tiki is actually resisting with so much strength from a very high power level. Tikeza Redong. Wait, huh? These two protected him. So with that protection, it stopped Springtrap24 from trying to crush Tiki. Now let me ask you this: did Redong try to beat Rainbowtrap24 or Blindtrap24? And another question, did Tiketa beat Rainbowtrap24 or did Tiketa beat Blindtrap24? The only thing we all know is that Tiki beats Springtrap24. But because we only have, but because there's also Blindtrap24 and Rainbowtrap24, we also don't know if they have been beaten too. But if they experience the same thing, that this is a total, then this is a total, then this is a total, then this is then this is then. But if they also experience the same thing, in terms of power attacks, they cannot be damaged by their increasingly small size. Due to their small size, they won't deal enough damage. But it's also surprising to see that Tiki didn't deal damage. Even Springtrap24 tried to crush him. That would mean Tiki had used so much strength just to try and protect himself. But Redong and Tikita actually saved him. Well, yeah, it's these three things we've been talking about. So yeah, it's actually it's shocking to see what's over here. I don't know why I talked so much about here. It's because I just wanted to let you know that there is a lot of things what's wrong here and a lot of things what's right here. So yeah, I mean, that's basically everything.